freaking June. Crazy. I'm going over and checking on X, make sure people can see me over there. Make sure people can hear me over there. June. Yeah. Looks like it's working. Let me throw a little GM in the chat for good morning. Tried to go live on TikTok today. It quite didn't work yet. I may still be a few people short. Otherwise, I maybe still have to apply. I don't know. But anyway, messing around with that a little bit. Eventually, I'll be able to do that. Here I'm coming to you live from YouTube and X, of course. So looking a little, that's not what I want to look at. Looking at my grid box, but taking a look over here at Bitcoin. Jump over to the market first. It's a new month. And as soon as I start the stream, my nose starts itching. It's like, must be psychological. So anyway, yeah, we got to decide where this new month's going to be, right? I think that's when a monthly candle closes. Normally, of course. Hey, Artie, GM, longtime friend from X, coming at me on YouTube. Probably my whole build my YouTube channels. All my friends from X listen to me when they can on YouTube. Helps out a lot. I think on the YouTube algorithm getting going. Nothing. I'm in no hurry. We're just out here trying to save everyone a little time. Tell them what happened when they were sleeping. A little bit of market analysis. Try and distill it down to it takes me 3-4 hours a day. Trying to distill it down to a couple of minutes. Also, Coachmaster, another longtime OG friend from X, helping me out here on YouTube. Listen to me there. Maybe at work, maybe driving. I don't know. I'm on YouTube a lot myself too. I listen to a lot of stuff on YouTube, so it's good to help me. But anyway, just here telling you what's happening, where you've been sleeping, and kind of a little bit of market analysis, a little bit of alpha if there is any there, and come to you every day that the market's open, right about the time market opens. Hey, Mr. Heine as well, yet another great friend and supporter from X, the actual founder of the Heine community. I'm on their space every morning at 6:30 a.m. my time. Same thing. I was there doing a little market update then. Steph, their normal guy from Belgium, wasn't there today. So I was there. Also, great little community, all about education. And cool. You got to check him out. Mr. Heine does a little walk and talk video. He's on the West Coast there on the beach. That's also can get some alpha from him. Long time successful person out there in the markets and in traditional business, all those things. So good to have him here. Also, their community is great, especially if you're new and looking for someone to hang with, looking and learn with. But anyway, the futures look like they were going to open up a lot higher, to be honest with you. NASDAQ barely in the green. We've been open now for 7 minutes. NASDAQ barely in the green at 0.12. The Dow in the negative 0.35, S&P 0.5. Take a look over here at Bitcoin. We're at 71. I'll let it refresh here. 71,991. Couldn't quite hold. Maybe we'll possibly regain that, but we're down 2.5% from the day. And like I say, I attribute that to the monthly close. And also, in fact, Mr. Heine doesn't host their morning show. That's Scott, but he was there, and we talked a little bit this morning of why Bitcoin's down. Like I say, I think a lot of it is a month end, and now I believe we had some outflows. We're going to talk about all that, but a big thing is most definitely the money. Look, stock market's all-time highs, literally all-time high, right? Yep. Now we got Scott. Scott, we were just talking about you. Scott is the host of the Heine morning show every day. Good friend, helps me out a lot on my X space too. Two of my main co-hosts, Enzo and Kev, are both out there mining fiat. Enzo finished up his master's and he's working 3 days a week, and making more money to buy more Bitcoin. Kev working on a production job that's been going on a month now. And so both those guys are with me for 4 years plus. They're still in when they can, but hey, right now is a great time if you have a way to make more. Probably the best thing you can do, the best way your money's spent, if you have a way to make more money, and working more jobs or whatever. And they had that opportunity, and that's great. So Scott's been helping out a ton. He's also busy, but he can multitask a little, does a lot. He works remotely most of the time, so that's great. Appreciate all his help. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff coming from pressure coming because people are, yeah, let's do this chat. The guys that have the big money, they're taking money out. They're doing this pre-sale, pre-buy on ChatGPT last week for 60 some odd billion. They've got the IPO coming up with SpaceX in the next couple of weeks. So listen, can't blame them. Also, they see the faster horse. There's nothing eminently we don't have any catalyst right now why we see Bitcoin's going to rip. Everyone's like, I got time to take my money out of crypto, put it over even in the stock market. It's crazy how much I'm hearing about the stock market and people who are like literally, I think I told you guys this last week. I saw a guy, long-time crypto influencer, big one on YouTube, one of the top 10 at least, top 20 for sure, talking about Mark Cuban selling his Bitcoin. Like, I agree with him. I'm doing stocks. Dude, I was shocked. I thought it was just he was going to come up and say what a dumbass Mark Cuban is, like I did. But anyway, interesting. But that's fine. It's okay. That leaves more time, better price for us that get it. And it's funny that my main story coming out today is Binance. Binance launched a stock trading on non-US users with crypto. So the largest exchange, you can go on there and you're going to be able to buy over $7,000. Some as low as $5. I think they're going to fractionalize them. You can use crypto, USDT, USDC, BNB, and then the trades route through licensed brokers for actual ownership, dividends, T1 settlement during U.S. market hours, with plans for tokenized B stocks on BNB chain soon. So you're actually buying stocks. So crypto traders held it as a bridge to traditional finance, though some traditionalists see it as crypto yielding to stocks. Now, I'm an investor in CoinZoom, big supporter of CoinZoom. CoinZoom is a broker dealer. So we go beyond all these others just for the idea that we would do this someday. Right now, we're focusing on our debit cards. We're working on an affiliate program, focus on what we're doing. But we are literally a broker dealer. We literally don't have to go through anyone else to do this. And with this same intention. So I think it's long been planned. I don't think, are we bending the knee? I never watched Game of Thrones, but I do watch some little clips on YouTube when they pop up shorts and stuff. So I think then I'll ask AI, what is this? I've kind of pieced it together over the years, never watched a single episode, but bend the knee, that was a big thing. Are we bending the knee to the stocks or is it a bridge? I'd say both. Both. People are seeing the faster horse, right? So I'm saying that's what Mr. Heine and I were talking about today on Scott's show. It's definitely, there's money over there. We also see a lot of Bitcoin mining companies. The hash rate's down 9%. I report on that over the weekend. I don't do shows. I do my little TikTok 10-minute update of news. And hash rate's off 10% from all-time high this year. That's because people are going offline and they're doing data centers for AI. So, but keep in mind, just like I told you guys, when gold was going crazy, silver was going crazy, people stand in line, all-time high. What did I say? Great time to buy Bitcoin. Now, gold just hit its third month. I think silver did too. Third monthly red candle. Why? Because it wasn't a bubble, but it was high. Same with all these stocks and AI things and stuff. At some point, AI is gonna hit some headwind. Don't think it isn't. It already is. You know, they're going to have legal challenge. They're going to have regulatory challenge. All this stuff. It's great. I talk about it. I think it's awesome, but it's going to hit a lot of regulatory headwinds and stuff like we already have experienced over here in crypto. So I think it's a great time to buy crypto. Sometimes you want to buy what's not so popular, not so hyped at the time, yet is good quality. So I see it as a great opportunity. Hey, I don't blame anyone for wanting to get over there. We all think, I'll move it over there, I'll make some money. Nothing wrong with that. That's why if you're diversified, which I'm not, I'm all in crypto, but if you're diversified, as you should be, then if you have some good stocks, some good bonds, some real estate, different things, then you're fine. But yeah, but we're definitely seeing that happen. This was funny. Elon Musk, this was a long time ago. Elon said that, when he started accepting Dogecoin, McDonald's said, would you accept Grimace coin? And he said, yeah. He said, I'll eat a Happy Meal on TV. This is, of course, just AI. But, hey, that's our guy. Oh, no, that's not him. Okay, I thought that was a CB Doge. But anyway, he made this funny little AI deal. But he said, I'll eat a Happy Meal on TV if McDonald's will accept Dogecoin. So this is just kind of a flashback to this. Elon said true. Dogecoin still 10 cents, I believe. Dogecoin. Yeah, still down 1.6%. Actually down a little. Didn't do that much to pump Dogecoin. I love Dogecoin, but really it's a great meme. It's the king of all memes, honestly. And I was using Dogecoin as a meme way before it was ever had any value. But it really relies on Elon. And even when he had that Doge and it was in the news every day, it didn't really pump. I think it could pump when Bitcoin, when Bitcoin goes to 1 million. I certainly don't think that it will be down here at 10 cents, but I don't like that it's not a fixed supply. The reason I like Pepe better personally, it's a fixed supply. I like fixed supplies, right? CoinZoom fixed supply. This Ankita coin I've been talking about a little bit. Fixed supply, right? So anyway, we'll talk a little more about that on my X space. I don't talk about it too much here. It's just a meme coin, just a guy, content creator we're supporting. Came on my space. This was about $3,000 market cap. We liked his content. Man, I have trouble streaming his content for some reason on my. It doesn't show up. X sucks kind of on desktop, by the way. But anyway, he makes some great content. I'll show you some more of it. He just came out with a video yesterday morning. Let me see if I can just for fun see how many hits it's got. Green Man, just making fun of Inkita Bear, the guy who runs X. Yeah, it's already at 12,000. Kind of funny. He takes what Inkita's doing, then he makes content about it. It's kind of fun. Let's see here. Let me get back. Open my live. Sorry, I got to get back on my live. I don't know what happened to it. Anyway, but it's fixed supply, and it's like I say, it's we're just supporting this. We're just supporting it, but it's also even on he got into meme coins. The mistake because he was making fun of meme coins. So this morning when I first got up, I watched this thing talking about how stupid meme coins were and don't be a dumbass. So anyway, it's like I said, I like fixed supply. Long story short, Scott said, unfortunately, your bag of Doge is lost in the metaverse. Actually, I got hacked on an exchange. Had like 10 million Doge, which was worth not even $1,000 or $2 back then. Before DEXs, we used meme coins. We could trade shit coins, meme coin. It wasn't even meme coins, shit coins that had a lot of zeros because you have to pair it up on a centralized exchange. And you couldn't pair it up with Bitcoin. So we actually used, I don't think a lot of people know that, we used Doge as a trading pair back before we had DEXs. DEXs, you can do so much right now. It's crazy. Anyway, lots of news. I'm probably better look at some other. Bitcoin ETFs see 1.4 billion weekly outflows. So here's the 10 straight days of redemption. That's never happened, right? So that's not great. Anyway, here I'll just give you the numbers. You can decide what it means. Bitcoin 1.42 billion, and that's why I got in this conversation on Scott's show earlier, and his normal guy wasn't there. Steph, normal market guy. He's more of a technical analyst. I'm more of a fundamental analyst. Anyway, but Bitcoin 1.42 billion outflows, 10 straight days. Ethereum 241 minus. Solana was positive 2.36 million. XRP positive 15 million. Those are both newer, smaller ETFs. And Hypes, I don't even know about Hype. I'm sure it's doing great because Hype is, let's take a quick look at Hyperliquid here. Hype right there, up 6.6% today. 113 year over year, 74.9 for the month, 15% for the week. Like, I just want to FOMO in because I don't own enough, but I've owned it for a year and a half and I talk about it and I've been going there. They're really the ones that's probably going to give. I mean, they're the hot layer one right now. And now they haven't really taken that much market share as a layer one. They just really have one main app on there. But think about it. I'll say this and I'll get faster, go through some of the news. The way I made a lot of money, Ethereum, we had to figure out what it was. But then when Binance Chain came along, and then when Solana came along, when all these other chains came along, you need what? You need like an LP provider. You need a DEX. And on Ethereum, that's Uniswap, right? On Solana, it's Jupiter, right? And then everyone's got to have their DEX. Everyone's going to have their DeFi. Everyone's going to have, there's certain things that everyone needs, right? And so, like, the only thing I own on the base chain is their DEX, which is their, I don't even remember what it's called. I've owned it for a while, but I still own it because I know it's going to be needed. So what's going to be everything needs an NFT selling platform, right? To trade. What happened on what is that? That's OpenSeas on Ethereum. And what is it? It's Magic Eden over on Solana, right? We used it yesterday. One of our good friends, guy I've known here forever, has the longest running morning show. Been running not quite as long as mine, but he does it 7 days a week. So I feel like he's the longest continual running morning show, going on 4 or 5 years now. That's DigiJoy, did a mint. And shout out to his official partner, Launch My NFT, which is great if you're looking to launch an NFT. But then what did I do? I went on, he asked a couple of us to list them after we minted them and revealed them. It was a lot of fun. Had a wonderful time. Haven't minted since Bored Ape Yacht Club other side land deeds. Anyway, went on there and used Magic Eden, right? But don't you think? So we're going to need a main. Of course, we already have the DEX, right? That's what Hyperliquid is. It's more of a perp DEX, but you can do spot there. They've already got that, and but they're going to need I guarantee there's going to be NFTs over there. There's going to be DeFi over there, right? So I'm not gonna say they're. I would say they're my main beta play though for an L1. It was Sui and it still is, but they had their problem. We'll talk about it. They were down 3 times over the last few days. But Hyperliquid's a really good L1 too. So anyway, I don't like to buy hype, but no pun intended. But literally, Hyperliquid is. I'm gonna start to buy more. It's starting to distinguish itself. Michael Saylor looks like he's buying again. Let me just let's pull him up and just see if he has bought again. See if he's just because by now he's probably announced it. I mean, I've talked fast because we're running out of time here. But anyway, it's just kind of I think we're just dusted. We got to let the dust settle, see which way the markets go. Haven't heard too much with Trump. He's, of course, said that they've sent it back to him. They've got some stuff going. I'm going to just look for Michael Saylor, see if we got the live announcement. I assume by now that's come out. We, over here, we just had the bubbles. Let me find where I was. We just had the bubbles, right? Working better. So that usually does that when he's going to buy. Now, there's one thing I was going to talk about. They did vote to keep the STRC. That's of course fixed income. You put it in there, get paid 11.5 monthly. Okay, so I don't think he's announced. Nope, he hasn't officially announced if he bought or not today. Okay, so that hasn't come out yet. So right now, we just think he's going to buy. He hinted at it. No more CME gaps. I think I reported on this show Friday, but they started last Friday, so they're 24/7 now. They've gone full degen. There will be no CME gaps anymore. I think that's a good thing. SUI Foundation located the issued network to halt 3 times this week, so definitely didn't help SUI. I'm sure if we check on SUI over here, they're not doing as good. What number is SUI? Hyperliquid now number 9. Go down, find SUI down here. SUI's down here to 30, and they're down 3.8%. But who knows? They're down 18% for the week. I would say that's probably because of going down. Now, for those that have been around a long time, Solana went out 10, 11, or 12 times. I don't know exactly, but at least they went down a minimum of 10 times. So these are fast. These are like F1 race cars. But still, before you start thinking, like I remember Raul Paul and stuff, I'm all in SUI. Now, SUI's my beta play. I love it. Think it could be good. I like Hyperliquid more right now, to be honest with you. And I've had both of those and even some AVAX. Those are my plays. And depending on which one, I'm this week I'd buy more Hyperliquid, less SUI, because they went down and Hyperliquid's kicking ass. I just kind of add to my bags over time, add or diminish based on what they're doing. But anyway, Solana did go. It's been years, but they did go down 10, maybe 12 times. SWIFT confirms 25 banks going live by June using crypto, 24-hour cross-border payments. They're trying to adapt or die. That's smart. Everyone's going after that $1 trillion of remittance, including us at CoinZoom, including every chain on stable coins and a bunch of different banks, and everyone their own stable coin, their own whatever. But man, money is going to be just like, we expect to order stuff and it be there like in a day or two now, right? Remember, you used to order stuff, it could take a month. You had catalogs. It was little. I remember when I was a little kid, real little kid, there was these catalogs, and you'd order stuff out of catalogs, and God, it might take a month. I don't know. Sears and Roebuck catalogs. Man, I totally forgot about that. But anyway, we're going to expect our remittance to be instant, immediate. If I call Mr. Heine from Kyrgyzstan because I need to pay for my horse steak and I don't have any money on my CoinZoom card, he's just going to drop me $5 because that is all it would cost for a whole meal over there for me and my friends, and bam, I'll swipe my card. Solana recorded 716 million RWA inflows. They were the largest. I think they're going to be one of the leaders for RWA, but I also think these other fast blockchains will be players as well. Okay, man, I gotta go machine gun style. Citigroup, they think tokenized market's going to grow to 5.5 billion. Okay, they expect 10% of all treasury bills, 3% of all stocks, and they think That's what they're saying. I think it'll be at least that. RWA is the way. So look at ways to get there. Fear and greed 29. Not as bad as it was. We're still in fear, but not extreme fear. I'd say that's decent strategy. We already said that. They're going to keep going with this month with their 11.5. Luma said Clarity Act's not a decision. It's not a crypto bill. It's a decision whether America leads or watches from the sidelines. Christopher Walken says stable coins will broaden the reach of U.S. monetary policy. Yes, exactly. It keeps the dollar relevant. That's why Trump has to pass it. Mexi is also doing stocks like Binance is as well. Europe thinks they need the digital euro. That's their best defense against these stable coins backed by the dollar. I don't know. I think they just want more control. You get the 10,000 people in jail for free speech. 8 months of straight red candles for Solana. No bueno. This is weird. I saw this. I don't know if it's even true. I saw this right before I started. Strategy sold 32 Bitcoin. If so, that's just them just kind of inoculating us, playing around, whatever. Just, hey, so they're not so predictable. We're going to do it someday. I don't know if this is true or not. I just saw it right before I started the space. Have to look into it. Coinbase reopened in India after a 2-year hiatus. That's cool. And Tether's down 1.1 billion, right, in one day. Now if that goes over to other stable coins and stuff, fine. If it's coming out of the market, it just shows you there's that money going into the other place. Take a quick look on our beloved Bitcoin, see where it's at, how we're doing here, and we'll end this space. And welcome to join me. 71,604. So since the market opened, it's down 0.7, almost 3%. Not a good day. We'll have to let the dust settle, see where we end up. But we'll be back tomorrow. You can come jump and join me on the space. Thanks for all the support, everybody. Listen live, listen on YouTube, listen on X, live or in the recordings, man. And I think we're in transition. We just landed after last month. We need to figure out where we're going. So